Busiest listing week of the year and what it means for you. That's right. Here we are into the end of the first week in February, and we are now approaching what many believe to be the busiest listing week here at the beach of the year. This coming weekend, we have Boat Show, we have Valentine's Day, and we also have President's Day. So, this is our 3-day weekend. Many of the kids have off school, and that brings a lot of people back to the beach, depending on the weather. So, now over the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've been in deep cold weather. We've had multiple snowstorms inland in Baltimore, Washington, central Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, there's still snow after 10 days. And many people have kind of felt locked in. They feel like they have not been able to get out and really do what they want to do. They're just kind of living their lives. They don't know what the temperature is going to be. In some cases, it's negative wind chills that have affected things. But what will happen is we will thaw out. We've already kind of done so here at the beach. We've had some days up above freezing. Not too much when it comes to snow left here in Ocean City or the Delaware beaches. But we're going to see a thaw out. We're going to see people come out. And what historically is the kickoff to the spring real estate market season, boat show, President's Day, Valentine's Day, all together, that's typically the time when most sellers are targeting a launch of their listing. So that is coming this week. So if you've been looking at the market to possibly buy, and you've been watching interest rates, and you've been maybe not finding the property that meets your needs, what you're going to see next week is more inventory hit the market with more opportunities. That combined with rates that are still in the low sixes is going to add to probably the best buying season, best spring buying season we have seen in upwards of 6 years. So, this is a tremendous opportunity for you as a buyer to find the one that maybe just has not hit the market yet, to be in the building you want to be in the location you want to be. So, you want to keep your eyes on the market. Now, I wanted to get into some predictions as we get going here into 2026. We're already a month, over 1/12 of the way through the 2026 year. And predictions that I anticipate we will see is more sales. That's right. We will see more real estate transactions here in Worcester County, Wicomico, and Sussex County on the shore than we have other years. The last 2 years have been at historic low levels when it comes to number of transactions. But this year, I do believe that we're going to see more transactions here and more transactions nationally. Just for some context, over the course of the last 2 years, the total number of resale residential real estate transactions has been at their lowest levels going back to the early 1990s. Just under 4 million real estate transactions taking place over the course of the last 2 years in each year. The experts are believing that we could be upwards of 4.1 to 4.2 million this year. And what is the reason why? Well, it's a loosening of the market. Some of the locking in effect is unraveling, and people have had pent up demand. They want to get out. They want to move from maybe that townhouse where they've kind of felt like it's just too small up to the larger home. You have the larger home people that maybe want to get to down to something a little bit smaller, a little bit more manageable, all one level, right? The people who've kind of been keeping an eye on the resort markets, looking for that opportunity where maybe rates were going to get low enough and they were going to find this great property, realize that rates really aren't going that much lower. So they're going to be more willing to get out and make that move. In fact, I always say this in the resort market, but we only live once, right? And how many good summers do we have? Which is a very true thing when you're making an emotional buy to some extent as a second home. Not everybody or not anybody really needs a second home. It's truly an emotional and or lifestyle purchase. But if it's on your bucket list and it's something that you do want to accomplish, life is short, go get the beach house, right? So, more real estate transactions, more inventory to choose from. We will see more listings hit the market in 2026, which gives you more options. As a seller, might be a little bit more competition. And when you have more competition, that can put downward pressure on pricing to some extent, right? So I think we're going to see more real estate transactions as a result of the fact that we have more to choose from, which means the sellers who really want to sell have to be very accurate with their pricing, which means more affordability combined with interest rates. So, where will interest rates go? At the beginning of this year, you heard every realtor in the country come onto their social media and say, we're now below 6%, 5.99. It lasted one day, right? It got everybody's attention, but it truly lasted one day. The good news is the economic pressure around it has softened to some extent. The Fed has gotten the level of the federal funds rate down to a good portion. When you add on the spread to that, that is keeping rates in the low sixes. And most of the experts are predicting that we're going to stay in the low sixes and not necessarily touch into the fives. So those who are waiting for 4%, 3% interest rates, it's not happening. Unless something catastrophic happened, there is no reason in the economy, there's no reason in loss of jobs to put the downward pressure on the interest rates that would take us anywhere near those levels that we have seen in the past. So the upper fives to low sixes is going to be our reality. And when we compare that to just over a year ago, when we were upwards of 8%, it really is a lower rate. Lower rates, more to choose from, maybe some more negotiation equals more affordability. All of that's going to point towards the more real estate transactions in 2026. So, in short, that's my prediction show. That's also my prediction as to what we're going to see next week when we look at inventory. And it's kind of a warning to some extent. If you've been waiting and watching, you better watch next week to see what happens, as there's going to be a little bit more inventory. And it's not limited to next week. Every week that goes on throughout the spring, we'll probably see some more properties to choose from. So, if you like this information, please share with a friend. If you have any specific questions regarding any areas of Ocean City or the surrounding areas with Wicomico County, the Delaware beaches, it would be our pleasure to assist in any way that we can and answer any questions you have. Until next time, make it a great day.